Hey, what's up, my fellow collectors? I hope everyone's having a great weekend. Jim here with another figure review, and tonight we're taking a look at the Marvel Legends Bullseye figure. I actually picked this guy up today along with the Punisher, so stay tuned for that review as well. But very excited to have this. I mean, Bullseye isn't like one of my favorite, characters. But I am glad to pick him up and put him in the collection because this one does look very cool, and I like the kind of comic style that we have here with this guy. But as far as the packaging, it's basically the standard Marvel Legends, just with the color change. It is black on red, which does look good. At the top you get Legends series, you get Bullseye, get the little Bullseye symbol there up at the top, which is really neat. On the bottom you get all that. On this side you get a cool little image of Bullseye. The other side you get the exact same image. On the back you do get a cool shot of the figure along with a little bit of a read up and the other figures that you can get in this wave, which is like the Netflix wave. And you can, the Build-A-Figure is a Man-Thing, which does look really cool. I actually picked up Bullseye and Punisher, and I had Daredevil in my hand. But I kind of talked myself out of him. I don't know why. I like the costume design. But I don't know, just something about it. I was just kind of like, maybe not right now. But I did pick up, Punisher and Bullseye. But yeah, so that is the packaging. Let's pop this guy out and take a look. Okay, and here he is all out of the packaging. And this is definitely a pretty cool little figure. Now, as far as accessories, he does come with the, what is that, his left arm to Man-Thing. This is actually pretty cool. I mean, you get some nice sculpting detail in there. Look at the claws. The claws are great. It's awesome. But you get some nice little, shading in different colors of, brown, a little bit dark, and green all throughout that. And he does have a, looks like he has a bicep swivel in there. Looks like he just has a single bend at his arm, but his arms do swivel, or his hands swivel and hinge. So pretty cool. Definitely going to be a pretty cool Man-Thing, all said and done. Now, as far as accessories, he does come with this alternate head, which is unmasked, which really looks great. This thing is awesome. Almost reminds me of like the Vulture head sculpt that we got with the Spider-Man 2-pack. But really cool, really nice job, and nice paint on the eyes and the mouth and the teeth. And you get this like sculpted bullseye on the top. So that's really cool. You do get one kind of left hand for pointing, or like a gun shooting kind of hand. And you do get a left hand for a trigger finger. And you get the right hand that has the trigger finger. And then you have this, which is a splayed out hand, which making it look like he's throwing his throwing knives. So this is actually really cool. I like the translucent plastic. And the knives themselves look pretty good. Got the nice like gunmetal gray on them, and nice sculpt work on the handles. But they look pretty good. And this kind of just like ports into his hand. So it's a nice little feature. He does come with a pistol, which you can, port right in here. And this is pretty basic. It's basically just molded in the gray color, and it is a little bit on the flimsy side. And then he also comes with a knife, which you can port into the back of his belt like so. And again, this is a little bit plain, basically just, the gray and black color, a little bit of sculpt on the handle. That's about it. But I mean, as far as the figure, I think it looks really good. And I believe that they did use the Spider-Man 2099 body for this. But I mean, overall, it definitely looks good. I like the head sculpt that they used. I like the masked version, This looks really cool. I like the little bullseye up on the top there. And the eyes are painted fairly well. I like the grin on them. It does look cool. Get nice little sculpted ears there on the side and everything. Then the rest of the figure, I mean, it's pretty nice clean paint for the most part, where there is this white. It's clean and sharp for the most part. So I do like that. His belt is a floating piece, and he has these little pouches here, which really don't have any like paint or detail on them. You do get this little strap that connects to the gun, and again, It's pretty plain. They do paint the buckle there silver a little bit, which does look good. Coming down to his boots, they're basically just painted white with these black stripes. Looks good. And like the entire suit looks almost like a really dark blue color. I don't know if it's supposed to be all black, but it definitely has like a hint of blue in it more than it does black. But I mean, overall, it's a nice looking figure, nice proportions. You know, looks good. It's gonna make for a good, you know, comic style Bullseye on your shelf. And as far as his articulation, you do get nice movement with the head. He can pretty much look straight up. He can pretty much look straight down. Full rotation. You don't really get much pivot side to side. Not really much at all, just a little tiny bit. The arms are hinge and swivel, and there's a butterfly in there, which works really well. I mean, look at that. You can get that all the way back. Nice range forward. Of course, it hinges up about vertical. That will spin all the way around. You do get a bicep swivel. Get double jointed elbows, which look good. And of course, all the hands swivel and hinge. You do get a ab crunch. Looks like he does about 2 clicks forward, which, you know, nice range. You get about 1 click back, but, you know, decent range. Does give him a little bit of a pot belly. You do have a waist cut for rotation. The legs come out about that far. Kick forward about, actually further than that, about that far. So pretty much like smack dab at 90 degrees. They don't really go back that much. You do get a cut at the upper thigh for rotation. Double jointed knees. You do get a, you know, boot swivel, but I really don't care for that because it really does break the sculpt up and make it look pretty ugly. And for the feet, you get a hinge, which, you know, gives nice movement back, nice movement going forward, and you do have a ankle rocker on them. So I mean, overall, it's a cool figure and a cool addition to the collection. Now, I will say it is a little bit annoying with the gun, you know, not fitting into the holster. But as far as what he looks like with the other head sculpt on, let's pop this on here. And yeah, he looks good. Even, you know, even with the other head sculpt on, he looks really good. So either one. And the hands are pretty easy to interchange. They just pop out. And he doesn't have another right hand. That's right. So let me pop off the left hand. Put the little point, the gun pointing hand. So that's cool. That's really neat. And as far as his height, he is pretty much smack dab at 6 inches tall. And as far as some height comparison with some other figures, let's get the SH Figure Arts Jack Sparrow out. Let's get the DC Multiverse Justice League Flash. So there's a couple comparisons. Let's get the NECA Jungle Disguise Dutch figure. And the Mezco 112 Flash. So that gives you a little bit of size comparison as far as what he's going to look like on the shelf. But overall, very cool Bullseye figure. Hasbro is doing a much better job. I mean, they always do good jobs with their, you know, movie lines and their, you know, all the movie figures that they do. I feel like they do a really good job on those. But this is a cool one. You know, let me know what you guys think. Do you guys like this figure? Is it something you're going to pick up? Something you've already picked up? Let me know down in the comments below. Like the video, subscribe if you haven't, and I'll catch you guys on the next figure review. Take care.